welcome. Today we have the special privilege of welcoming Antoinette De Barr, who is the authority mindset coach and partner and co-founder, not just in business, but also in life, focusing on authority branding. Today I would like to welcome Antoinette De Barr and the one and only Dre. Hello, hello, hello. How are you both doing?
We're good, thank you. Thank you for having us.
Oh, thank you so much for joining me this morning. Oh, it's so happy to see you both together in the same space. How's life been?
Sorry.
How's life been for both of you?
Yeah, it's been really good, thank you.
I've got to say, it's been very, very cold. Very cold. Yeah.
You know, coming from Australia and going back to the UK, was that like a major mind craziness for you?
Yeah, it's really funny because I say to Antoinette that the weather's really cold, but half the time I'm still dressed as an Australian, like wearing like shorts and a t-shirt, and I was like, oh, it's really cold here. It's really cold. So.
I love that so much. Antoinette, thank you so much for doing this interview. If you would just like to tell a little bit about yourself, that would be amazing.
Yeah, sure. As you know, I'm a co-founder and partner of Authority Branding, and I'm also mindset and trauma coach as well. I have an 11-year-old son and a little fluffy teddy puppy. I moved to England 6 years ago. I was born here, but lived in Gibraltar in Spain most of my life. Moved here 6 years ago, and then just 6 months ago moved to, actually a bit more than that now, moved to Peterborough. So all new at the moment.
Oh my gosh, I love that. Everything is, you're setting this pace. Everything is brand new and, just like authority, right? Every time you're always changing something and making it your own. I love that. So, Antoinette, as the #1 best-selling author, could you give us a little overview of your chapter without releasing too much information?
Yeah, so it starts with this girl in a doctor's office, and she sat across the table from the doctor, and the doctor says, "I don't know how you're still alive. It's a miracle." And so then it goes into the story. It's a story of two girls, and there's a sort of a twist at the end, which I'm not going to give away. But it's an overview of overcoming trauma and some of the things that can happen in life and how we can see them and how we have choices even through that.
Yes, and all I can say is that her story is amazing. Not only did I get to read her story, cry many a times, but just who she is today and how I know her, she is amazing. And I absolutely love working with Antoinette. Antoinette, now I'm going to get back to the interview questions. What was the writing process like for you in the book?
Oof. It was very, very, I loved it. It was very therapeutic as well. I found, like, as a mindset trauma coach myself, I've done a lot of healing and a lot of work on, being free from things. But it's a whole different level when you're actually putting something on print. So there was something very deeply healing on different levels with that. And it was amazing as well because to be able to, when I first thought, oh my goodness, how am I going to write, that many words about me, to then being like, oh my gosh, I need to delete words. There's too many words. And I had to sort of get it down. So yeah, it was a really good process.
And how was the collaboration with the fellow authors?
Oh, that's just amazing. Like, that's something I'm saying to people regularly is like, it is such a beautiful experience to journey that together. And I found, when I was going through that whole, some fears surfacing and thinking like, okay, there's one thing sharing my story on masterclasses, sharing my story on stages and, in youth groups and churches and things like that. It's a whole different ball game thinking that it's going on print permanently forever. Like, there's no hiding there. So it's kind of like calls you out to be seen, and that brought up quite a lot of fears and all kinds of stuff in me. And so I was able to reach out to people that other co-authors in the book, and found that they were going through the same thing as well. And so that was just a really beautiful process to be journeying that together. And it seemed that everyone experienced that on some level, and we were all able to really encourage each other and support each other in the journey. Yeah, that was beautiful.
I love that. Yeah, I, just like you, I never thought I'd cry so much, and I'm like, hey, I don't cry, and it was a different experience. I agree with you. What were some tips that you shared in your chapter?
So a lot of it is really about empowering and helping people have that awareness of that we have a choice. So one of the things I always say, it's a quote from Gabor Mate, is that trauma isn't something that's happened to us. It's what happens in us as a result of what happens to us. And that's a really good thing, because that means that you can then heal it. It's not something that you're just stuck with. You like one of the biggest sort of, I guess, tips and lessons that I try and leave people with in the chapter is that your past doesn't have to define who you are. You get to choose that. You get to choose how life is and how you move forward, regardless of your circumstances and what's gone on in your life.
And, what is the best way for people to get a hold of you? Because you have such an amazing story and journey, and anyone who works with you, they will find that healing. Because I know for me, it's been great just working with you.
Thank you. So I am on pretty much every social media platform, from TikTok, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn. I think I still have Twitter account. Do you know I probably actually still have my MySpace account and my Bebo account somewhere? The main ones that I use are Facebook and Instagram and TikTok and YouTube. It's all either under my name, Antoinette De Barr, or most of it's under Authority Branding or Authority Mindset. So. Awesome. And my email as well, if anyone really wants. Oh, sorry.
Yes, please put that email.
Yeah.
What's your email?
It's in the chapter, but it's AntoinetteDeBarr@gmail.com.
Amazing. I love that. And, I know we're almost in Q2 of 2024. What's on the horizon for you for the rest of 2024?
I know, that's just crazy. Someone said to me, I think it was my son that said to me the other day, like, Mom, it's 9 months till Christmas. I was like, please shush. Can't go there in my head. It's crazy. So for 2024, there's a lot of new going on at the moment. So Dre's obviously here in person. There's no screen in between us. And just moved into this new house. So the moment we're just sort of focusing on getting settled and on our business, so Authority Branding. So we run the program Authority Bosses, where we're helping businesses online, offline, like we're helping them increase their authority and their visibility, their credibility, and just helping them, giving them the tools that every business needs to succeed and to thrive, really. So we're really excited about that. We've got some projects coming up, and I've also picked up a contract or sort of thing with the school. So I'll be speaking to teenagers in the high schools here, doing some one-to-one and some group work on trauma, mindset, anxiety, depression, all those kind of things that every teenager struggles with. So yeah, really looking forward to that. Exciting for that.
I love that. And don't you have a book that you're currently working on as well?
Yes, yeah. So, thanks for reminding me. So I love this process so much. So I'm actually bringing out now my own anthology book. So the title is Triumph Over Trauma. So I'm looking for people that are in business or in some kind of professional area that have experienced trauma in their life, but they've overcome it. If they want a platform to share their story and to come along and journey that beautiful journey as a group together. So yes, I'm looking for co-authors with that for that.
Amazing. Just so much wonderful things happening. Oh, Antoinette, I just want to say thank you so much for joining me this morning. Dre, thank you for jumping on. It's good to see both of you there. Just 2 screens, not 3 screens. This makes me so happy. I always tell them every time I see them together, I'm just like so excited and always got a big smile on my face. Before we wrap up, do either of you have any final words for us?
I just want to say appreciate you so much and everything that you do. You're just an amazing, I've told you this so many times, like I don't think I know anyone with such a generous, giving heart as you. And yeah, just I love you and appreciate you so much.
Yeah,
I love you too.
agreed. Yeah, totally agree. So I'm gonna second that as well. But I've got one more question for Antoinette that I've just thought of. If there's, because I know that there's some people that, because I've read, both your story, Jay, Antoinette, your story, and the fellow authors from this current book, but also we've got another Permission to Flourish 2, with a third one on the way. So actually, this is a question for both of you, and we'll start with you, Antoinette. So if there's anybody on the fence that wants to get involved with an anthology such as this or the Believe book, and they're a bit scared about sharing their story, can you give any sort of advice or guidance on why they should?
Yeah, so I'd say if someone was scared of sharing their story, it's because there's still a part of the story that has power over them. And so I'd really encourage them to share it, because in sharing their story, they're actually owning what happened to them, and they're taking that responsibility and walking into deeper healing in it.
Yes, thank you. And Jay, my question is going to be a little bit different from you, because without you, none of this would have been possible. The first book, the second book, the third book, and we've got 4 or 5 other books that that we're working on, and we're so happy, proud, grateful, appreciative. There's not enough words in the dictionary to thank you. And like the support, can you talk a little bit about the support, because you go above and beyond for everybody that's involved in the book? Can you tell us a little bit about what you do and why people should jump on it?
For me, is working with the right people to make the process. It wasn't something that was done overnight. It was something that took many years to build those relationships and find the right people, the right connection. Just like Antoinette shared, if you're going to put something on paper, you want to have the right people in place to help go along the journey. And that's also the team members that you're going to work with, to even from the cover to reviewing the books, to reviewing your chapter, to making sure everything is right. You want them to have the heart, mind, and soul with the same journey that you're on, because that's what makes the book the most amazing, is all the people that touch it from the beginning to end to print. So that when people read it, it's that heartfelt, because you put everything into it. And to me, that's the most important. Yes, anybody can write a book, but is it truly something that you're proud of and you're passionate about? And that I had to learn, because it's something that, like Antoinette said, if you're not healed, you're still going to have that roadblock and all you're doing is taking care of symptoms. But once you rip off that Band-Aid and you get to the core of the root of that problem and you dig it out, that's when everything starts to flow, because you really did allow yourself permission to grow and flourish.
Jay, from the bottom of our heart, and I know that I speak for everybody involved in all of the the projects that are going on. We love you to bits. You're an amazing human, a generous human. You've got the biggest heart, and we're just so grateful that you're helping people. One, share their story, but two, also their message as well. So yeah, we appreciate you. We love you.
Appreciate you both. Love you both. Thank you for being amazing humans, partners, and always being there for me. And this was all about Antoinette. So with that being said, you both have an amazing and fabulous day, and I'll catch up with you both soon. Aloha.
Aloha.
Aloha.